Hello, it's Klepto, and we're back today with another live report. Today I'm going to go see the Gazette's Heterodoxy Vol.3-IMMORTAL Creed live. This one is also in Tokyo at Toyosu Pit, like the last one. And I am super excited, especially because today I have ticket number 18, which is the best ticket number I have ever had in my life. That's got to be Saizen or close to Saizen. I'm actually a little bit nervous about that because I've never been at a live where there weren't other fan club members in front of me. So yeah, I hope my Fuditsuke is going to be on point, especially with the differences as we talked about last time between Tokyo and Osaka and heresy versus non-heresy. So yeah, I just hope I'll be able to do good Fuditsuke. I'm really excited to have a chance to be so close to the front. This will be a new experience for me. As always, I have made stickers. I think they turned out pretty cute. I drew everyone in their white heresy suits, and yeah, so I will be outside Toyosu Pit a little bit more prepared this time, giving away stickers. So I posted on Twitter about it a little bit earlier, and it seems like there's a good response for it. So yeah, I hope I can give out all my stickers. I'm really glad that the Gazette is doing this live within this year. Of course, the main thing that will always stand out in terms of 2024 Gazette is Reita's passing and the Sixth Guns Memorial Live. But I think it's nice for them to end the year with a different live. I mean, who knows, maybe they'll do something else later in the next few months too, but I'm glad that we're having this to follow up the Memorial Live, because I think the Sixth Guns Live gave us a sense of what the Gazette is going to be like without Reita, that they're not going to replace him, what their performances are going to be like using his pre-recordings. But it was focused on being a memorial live, and this is the first live that we get from them as kind of experiencing what their new normal is. And so I think it's nice in that way to just have a normal as it can be now, live from them. And I think that'll be just kind of bring some closure in a way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that is. It sounds like they're going to be mostly playing things from their Heterodoxy album, the collection of their best hits. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll put on their track list, but I am super excited. So it's time to head from Osaka to Tokyo, go buy merch. This time they have merch. Oh my god, goodbye money. But yeah, super excited about all of that and glad that I can take you all along this time as well. Also, thank you to everybody who's here because you watched my previous video about Reita's Memorial Live. Yeah, all right, let's go. So I made it to Shin-Toyosu Station, and everyone in the bathroom was heresy. Absolutely, they all had t-shirts, so yay, we're here. Oh my god, though, it is so freaking hot out here today. My main goal is going to be to not get heat exhaustion. Yeah, we're gonna have to be careful. We are here. This is the line for the merch. It opens in about a half hour, and everybody was smarter than me and brought parasols. I really should have brought mine. Okay, so the white t-shirt was sold out, but I got everything else that I wanted, so that's good. Oh my god, it is so hot out here. I was super glad. Thank you to the very nice other heresy member standing in front of me who let me hide in the shadow of her parasol. I would have died without that. So yeah, thank you so much, whoever you were. And I'm gonna go back to the hotel and rest for a bit now, because I was hoping to stand around and distribute stickers, but I need to sit down in some air conditioning. So I'll be back and I will try to distribute more stickers after the live. But I was really happy. Several people came up to me and recognized me from Twitter and got stickers. So yeah, that was a success. And merch. Oh, also was able to get the Blu-ray of the Mass Tour Final with poster. Super exciting. So yeah, it's good, but oh my god, it's so hot. Okay, bye. And by the way, it's 3:30. Standing in line for goods took almost 3 hours, and it is so hot out here today. So yeah, that was a long time. I think next time I will do some things differently. I'll bring a rolling suitcase probably, or put my bag in a locker rather than carrying it with me this whole time. And yeah, bring a parasol and more water. So, well, lesson learned. Tokyo heresy lines up early, and I should have known. So I survived the merch booth and I made it to my hotel, which, like, this is a super nice hotel room. This is probably one of the nicer hotels that I've ever stayed in. And it's great. It's a little expensive because that was just like what was available by the time I bought the ticket, but we have a very nice view outside, which you can't see. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. So not only is this a beautiful view, but this right here is Toyosu Pit. Like, I am directly across from it. You can see it from here, so that's pretty cool. So here's the merch I got. We have 2 Heterodoxy t-shirts. Unfortunately, the white one was sold out, but I'm glad that I was at the very least able to get the black one because I do like this design as well. Just the plastic bag that it came in, but that's pretty cool too. The card case, the muffler towel, which I feel like will actually be really useful today. The DVDs or Blu-rays. This one is the Blu-ray of the Mass Tour Final, and then I've always wanted the Decade, and I didn't have it yet, so yay. And then these came with a poster, which is basically this picture. So I'm really excited. There's not too many chances to get posters, so that's really cool. The tumbler cup, because that actually looked really useful, and the tote bag, because at first I was like, okay, well, cool, it might be nice to have a tote bag that's like really, this is like really Japanese fashion style. But I think the coolest part about it was when Ruki explained that it has this weird pocket in the middle so that you can put like your jacket through it and carry that around, and I thought that was actually really cool and useful. So yeah, I am excited. I have cool merch and a lot less money in my wallet, but yeah. This is completely unrelated to the live, but please look at this shower. It's not a bathtub, it's a shower with a seat, and it's just very interesting. I don't know, I was not expecting that when I opened the store. Okay, so cut to later, after the live, we just have to talk about this shower. And I know that some people said last time in my last video that they don't want to see my hotel room because it's not really about the live. But if you are coming on an adventure with me, you are coming on the whole adventure with me. And this shower was an adventure because, do you see this? This shower head moves up and down, but it only sprays out at like directly. So if you sit there, and that's the lowest it goes, if you were to sit there, it sprays directly in your face. And if you stand here, it sprays at you horizontally. So this is just a very confusing design, but especially with the seat. You can only use the seat if you are not having the shower head in that thing. It should definitely be able to tilt at an angle, but it cannot. So yeah, you will just be showering horizontally. It's very weird. And the way it would just spray you directly in the face is also extremely weird. I've never had a horizontal shower before, but now I can say that I have. So yeah, this hotel overall an 8 out of 10. It's very pretty and stuff, but the shower a 2 out of 10. All right, it is just about time to head out, and I decided to change into the Heterodoxy t-shirt. As much as I love the Dogma one, I was just feeling like we gotta wear the Heterodoxy one. It's really cool. I like this heart. The back looks great. Can I show you the back? The back looks cool, if you can see that on the camera. There we go. And it's actually like, it's not pure black. It's like a very, very dark gray. The fit, I would say, is maybe wider than the Mass one, but it's like very thin and drapey. I think it's a little bit thinner than the Mass one. So it's very comfy. I like the fit of it, and yeah, it'll be good to wear at the concert. So yay. We are heading out, and by we, I always mean I just mean we because I'm taking you all along with me. So that's where that comes from. Yeah. It is so pretty out there, and that's where we're going. All right, to Toyosu Pit. Let's go. It is so gorgeous out here tonight. Oh my God, look at the clouds. What even is that cloud? Look at that. Sunset colors. And it's cooling down now too, thank God. So that's nice. Wish it was this cool when we were waiting in line for the goods. Hi, so I'm friend at the live. We were both together in the front row. Nice to meet another American Gazette fan.
Yes, it was nice to meet you.
Yes.
So I was following you around the whole time.
I'm glad that you found me and I was able to give you stickers. So yeah, we hung out and got kombini food, and it was just nice to have a buddy in the front row. That was pretty crazy. So yeah.
Bye.
Bye. I just have to show you her nails though, because like, look at these. They are amazing. Beautiful. All right, hello, I'm back from the live and it's time for the report. Despite me having an actual notebook this time, I think my notes are even messier than last time. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Well, first of all, let's start off by saying I had ticket number 18, and it was in fact front row. Oh my God, I never thought that I would be right there. And I also thought that there was a bigger gap between like front row and the actual stage. No, it was so close. Oh my God. I did get a picture. I'll put it here if I can, I hope it'll be clear enough to see, but I was extremely close. And yeah, wow. That was an experience that was unlike any other, just for the fact of being Saizen. Like front row is something else entirely. So, let's see where to start. So front row, I got up there. I was directly in front of Uruha, like absolutely center of Uruha, which was also like Toyosu Pit is big, but it's not huge. So it's also quite close to the center of the stage where Ruki was, and had a good view of Kai as well. Could see Aoi from the side, but yeah, directly in front of Uruha. Wow. So I'm super close to the stage, right? And then it's time for the concert to finally start. That's the only thing about having a super high or low ticket number, is that when you are right in the front, you get into the live house right away. The doors usually open an hour before it starts, and then you're standing there for an hour waiting for it to start. When it was finally time for it to start, the Heresy like banner like rose up from the back of the stage, and it has 5 of the Heresy logos, and just I think seeing the 5 logos was just, oh yeah, it is still there, and they're definitely keeping his memory alive in that way. When they came out on stage too, they were wearing their black Heresy suits. So with my stickers, I drew the white suits because I thought they wore the black ones last time. Maybe they'll wear the white ones this time. But they wore the black ones again, which just always look good. And so we started off the live with Filth and the Beauty, which just like jumped right into it. And the thing about being in the front of this was I've always been under the impression that Gazette fans are pretty chill, especially because the average age of us is now like late 30s to 40s. So I always thought, okay, Gazette fans are kind of more chill about things. They don't push. Everybody kind of stays in their lane. But being in the front, right before the stage, even like before anybody came out on stage, there was suddenly this huge push, and they really squished us up to the front. Like I was a little bit concerned about being crushed, honestly, but by putting my elbows against the bar, I was able to like save a little bit of space for myself. Yeah, that was intense. So I was talking to someone after the live who was saying that it was not actually the fans that were just pushing to the front, but the staff was telling people to get closer to the front. And I think that kind of caused a chain reaction where people started actually pushing. And it was, yeah, for a second there, it was kind of intense. You hear people around being like, itai, itai, like that hurts, like stop pushing. So that was kind of weird. And a lot of the things that I will go into here are just purely because I was front row. And I think for me, that took up so much of this experience. The first couple songs we started off with like Filth and the Beauty and a bunch of really hype songs. And that just like, it was so packed. It was so squished. I could barely move. I'm used to doing like a lot of headbanging and movement and, you know, like bigger movements. And there you are just squished. And so you can't even do like the kind of figure 8 headbang. You only can go front to back because that's all there's space for. And yeah, like everything is just like very contained right in front of you. So that was interesting. I might be wrong about this, but I think it was during Filth and the Beauty that there was a bass solo from Data that was, of course, played by his speaker. And during that time, they shone a very bright yellow spotlight on the speaker. And I think that was during Filth and the Beauty, but it was a nice way of acknowledging him fairly early in the live. Then we went into Venomous Spider's Web, which is, that's a favorite, and I was so happy to hear it live. If you saw my stupid little prayer circle for songs that I wanted to hear at this live, that was one of them, and I was really, really happy to hear that live. I love that song. It's one of the songs I used to know how to play on guitar that I will hopefully eventually figure out how to play again on guitar. But yeah, anyway, that was great to hear that. That song is just so exciting, and yeah, that was really fun. Then we had Vortex, and then it was the first little MC section from Ruki. And let's see if I can read what he said. So basically, he just thanked everyone for being there and said that he's really happy that everyone is here. If he's like, just to put it honestly, he's so happy that everyone is here. And he said, all of your feelings, no matter what they are, please throw them out here. They're all valid. Basically was what he was trying to say. It was a very short section. So after that, we went into Gabriel on the Gallows, Fadeless, Dripping Insanity, and then Quiet. And Quiet is the one of the songs that I want to mention because, wow, that was a really amazing performance from Ruki. Like, the amount of emotion that he puts into not only the singing, but the movements when you're that close. And I think that was one thing that was really cool about being close. Even though I was getting crushed, even though I couldn't headbang quite the way that I wanted to, being able to see their faces and movements and emotions, and just like, yeah, Ruki's movements for that song were incredible. I don't know how to put it. The energy that he brought to that song and the way that he translated the feelings into not only the sound but the movement, you know, his whole performance is his instrument. He's the vocalist, but his voice is not his only instrument. His instrument for conveying emotion is his whole performance, and I really felt that while I was watching Quiet. His movements at the beginning, and then at the end, as the song kind of came to a close, he just like collapsed on the stage, literally right in front of where I was, which was, yeah, pretty crazy to see him up close that much. But wow, that was, yeah, there was just so much feeling that was crammed into every part of that. And they really played a lot of songs in that section before taking any break. I was so surprised because it just kept going from then until the encore. There was no other MC section until the end. In terms of the general like crowd atmosphere, I didn't hear any crying this time. I know that there was at certain points, you know, just quietly, but no sobbing. Of course, everyone misses Reita. Of course, there's still screams for Reita, but not like sobbing like before. It did feel in many ways like a normal Gazette live, as normal as it can. I think also, like last time there was a lot of Sakigoi for Reita, but this time it was kind of back to being more generally balanced with his biggest fans screaming his name, but in general it was more balanced to all the rest of the band members as well. They played Goddess, Babylon's Taboo, Two of a Kind, Vermin, Attitude, which I was also super excited to hear live. That was during the parts with people just screaming break. Like, yeah, that is just, the crowd gets really hyped up for that one, and it was exciting. Played Abhor God, which was the one that I was hoping to hear. I'm so glad I finally got to hear that live, because, yeah, that's, like, what an anthem. I interpret that song not really about abhorring God, as the title would suggest, but if you look at the lyrics, I think it's about refusing to accept what fate has in store for you and making your own fate, and I think that's a pretty powerful message, so I'm a big fan of that one, and it was so good to hear it live. And then they finished off that set with Tomorrow Never Dies, of course, which was great. Also, during Tomorrow Never Dies, this time there was not quite as much emphasis on talking up to Reita as there was the last time, but there was still definitely a moment of Ruki looking up for a shorter amount of time, but you still know that it now has that feeling. Yeah. Oh, I did miss. There was one other small MC section, and I'm trying to remember when it was. I'm not entirely sure, but it was also very short. Ruki just said, like, hello, Tokyo, like, are you all having fun? And just, like, yeah, like, yappari, like, live wa iyo. Like, doing lives is just a great time. And then, again, he said, no matter what your feelings are, this is a place that you can just throw them all out, get them all out of there. And so, let's go. It was very short. After Tomorrow Never Dies, they went off stage. And a really cute moment of this was Kai went over and hugged Reita's speaker. And that was just very sweet. So I think it was notable that there was even less emceeing than a normal live before Reita's passing. I feel like they didn't want to get too deep into talking about things this time. Ruki was the only one who spoke. None of the other band members spoke like last time. It was just mainly focused on the music this time. Some other fun moments as they were walking off stage at the end there was Ruki's like little peace sign and Uruha's salute. And they just I don't know, it was just a nice ending. They seemed to be having fun. And then it was time for the encore after quite a bit of screaming for encore. It went on for a very long time, but they came back on the stage. And they all came back wearing the black HETERODOXY t-shirts. Uruha had cut the neckline of his so that you could see his necklaces more, but they were all wearing this t-shirt. And I feel like the general atmosphere of the band members was so much more lively and silly and fun when they came out for the encore. They were just there to have a good time. Uruha came out with the double thumbs up, which was pretty cute, and Ruki also with the peace sign. I don't know, they just seemed to be okay, we made it through the main portion of the live, we've played a bunch of different songs, and now it's time to just kind of let loose and take it easy. And it was fun to see that. Not that they didn't look like they were having fun during the rest of it, but I don't know. Encores are fun because I feel like there's just a casualness to it that's really nice. And so what I mean by them having a more cheerful atmosphere and everything when they came back out for the encore was that, they were just really playful. Ruki and Aoi had a little hug and hung out together, and then, they just, all the members other than Kai, who's stuck where he is, walked around to different parts of the stage at different times and had a little bit more interaction with each other. They were just, you can see that they're just playing around and having a good time, and that was just so nice to see in the encore. Song-wise, in the encore, we got Anata no Tame no Kono Inochi, Akai One Piece, Incubus, which is another one of my personal faves, and I was so happy to hear it again. I, of course, heard it on the Dogma tour, but that's a fave. In fact, so much so that my Spotify often knows to play Abhor God and Incubus, and whichever one plays first, it plays the other one second. Hyena, and then they finished with Unfinished. And I have a feeling that Unfinished is going to be their new, last song. Of course, Tomorrow Never Dies will be in there as a last song, but I think since they played Unfinished at the end of the last live and Unfinished here, and I think the lyrics just really fit with the situation and their message going forward that, we're together. And I think Unfinished is a love song, and I think it's directed both at the fans and maybe at Reita as well now. And I think it's a really nice song for them to have picked for the ending song. So one thing I want to say about being in the front row is that you're squished, it's hot, but you get to see their faces. That's a big thing. And you also, there's this feeling of connection because you are right there looking at them and they are close enough that they can see you as well, which means that they are looking at you and hanging out with you and responding in some ways to, when people are screaming or, reaching out or things like that. It feels more personal in many ways because you're there. It's like you're all just there partying together. When the band members come over to your part of the stage and stand there, they are, vibing with the crowd. And I think that's a fun part of being in the front row. That's a really cool thing to experience. And to think of how that must look from their side. Like that's, yeah, I mean, they see that at every live. We only see that at some of the lives because we're not always front row. There's this kind of feeling of like, oh yeah, we're partying together, and that energy is fun. So that was a good thing about being in the front row. Overall, I will say that I think I'm kind of a middle of the front sort of person. Like, I think my ideal spot is probably, there's usually a flat area, and then there's like the first little step up, and then there's a guardrail there. That's where I want to be, I think. I think that's my ideal spot, because usually you have a little bit more freedom and a little bit more room for headbanging, and I think that's where I want to be. Close enough to see what's going on, but not squished. The squishing was a little bit of overload sometimes, and I think I'm glad that I got to experience it. Absolutely amazing. Would do it again if I got a really good ticket number, but I think I'm totally happy being in the front of the first step up. That's my spot, I think. I will say though that headbanging over the front railing, like jumping over it, is very satisfying. Even when you have people kind of squishing you from the back, that part is pretty fun. There's something about the momentum that it builds up. I think the other thing is jumping was really interesting. I could not jump as high or as much as I would sometimes, but when everyone around you is jumping, it's very easy to jump because you're kind of just carried along with the crowd. That was an interesting feeling. Like, on the other hand, you cannot jump unless everyone is jumping. But when everyone starts jumping, you have no choice but to jump. Same thing with the headbanging too. So I know that I am often like a half a beat off on the first couple headbangs because I'm so excited that I jump the gun a little bit. And I know this. And then I have to like get back into sync with everybody. But if you're in the front row and everybody around you is doing the same thing at the same time, you get pushed along with the rhythm. And it made me very aware of how often I am slightly off, which is most of the time, honestly. But yeah, that was kind of funny. And it was really interesting being so close to the front that I couldn't see what other people were doing very much. But I could, by the time everybody sticks their arms over the rail, you can kind of see what is going on. And thankfully I had a very nice Italian fan next to me on this side who seemed to have a very good understanding of the Fruditske. So thank you to her for being my guide sometimes when I got unsure of what to do. That was another thing. There were a lot of foreign fans like up in the front row. I mean, there's always quite a few in general at Gazette Lives, but there were a lot in the front, like almost the whole, like 3 or 4 people on either side of me were all foreign fans, and that was just really interesting that we ended up right there. Good ticket numbers, I guess, just good luck. Okay, and then at the beginning of the Encore, Ruki talked a little bit more. He said that he's really grateful to everyone for taking the time to spend this time with them, and that he knows that, everybody has different situations. People have work, it's a Thursday evening. And so, thank you all for choosing to take this time and spend it with us, was what he was saying. And he said that, to be honest, he's just really happy to be there. But he wants everyone there to just show him express what it is that they're all feeling. And then I have absolutely no idea what this other line I wrote says. I think I did a much worse job of taking notes this time because I was very squished. And just I didn't quite do it's so messy. You saw my notebook last time. I can't read this even more than last time. The next thing he said is that the years go by, the months go by, the days go by. But each second, really being aware of those seconds. And he wants to make this, he was like, let's make this a time that we won't forget. And I thought that was really nice. And I think that Reita's passing, as when anyone loses a friend, I've experienced that too, it makes you more aware of wanting to hold on to just those normal little moments. And I think we saw this too a lot on Ruki's Instagram, with him wanting to post more just everyday random photos. really treasuring those times. And that's why he said, memories are treasures that last for your whole life. So let's enjoy this live until the end, which I think it was a really nice way to acknowledge the situation, and yeah, that they're all moving on and healing from losing Reita, that Reita is still there in his own way with his base, but that there was, I think, a lot of emphasis on not talking too in-depth about things and just moving on to the next phase, treasuring the times that we have, remembering those memories and moving forward and taking good care of the memories that we're making now. And then, he said thank you again, and that next year will be the Gazette's 23rd anniversary, and that they've already made a plan for their next promise of when to meet the fans. But he didn't say exactly when that would be. I believe what I have written next is that he said that, we hope to see you there. I think that's what this says. And then he said, get home safely, everyone. And korekara mo yoroshiku, please keep supporting us from now on. So about the promise of when to meet the fans, on the way out, they gave us this flyer listing the next times. So we have in January, Nagoya, February, Osaka, which I am super excited about. I am so happy that they're coming back to Osaka, and to Namba Hatch, which I love. I saw them there last time they were there. Namba Hatch is my home live house, so I was really happy to see that. And then, of course, they'll be in Tokyo again, and this time it'll be in May. So I am definitely gonna go to the Osaka one as long as I can get a ticket. This one is also Heresy Limited, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, super excited that we have more things announced. Ticket moshikomi applications start today, or lottery entries start today. So definitely gonna do that. I am so excited to have them come back to Osaka. Maybe I'll go to Nagoya too, who knows. But yeah, back to the end of the live. Kai took so many pictures. I gotta go check his Instagram and see if he posted any of them, but he took so many pictures. He took them vertically, he took them horizontally. He spent so long, and then it seemed like he was struggling, and so the live house staff turned the backlights up more, I guess, so that he could see the crowd's faces better. And then even after that, he took them, vertically and horizontally, and people were laughing. It was really funny. But yeah, he took a bunch of pictures and waved and walked off stage. And again, he gave Reita's speaker a big hug, and that was just so sweet. A very nice moment. Being so close to the band members too also gives you a very good chance to see how they look. I will say they all continue to be extremely pretty. How are Visual K's so pretty? How do they have such good hair? I don't know how they do it. They always look amazing. Ruki does have definitely some filler going on. There's, up close in person, it's quite noticeable, I would say. But yeah, it was cool to see them up close and see the expressions and everything. And so apparently while I was scribbling my horribly written notes in this little notebook, we're standing right in front of Uruha, right? So my new friend was telling me that Uruha was looking at me while I was taking notes, which understandably, I'm directly in front of him, scribbling away on this notepad. He's probably what the heck is this person doing? But yeah, apparently he was staring at me taking notes. So yeah, he has no way of knowing about this, but Uruha, I was taking notes so that I could try to share this with your other foreign fans. I don't know, that's just funny. After the live, I walked around giving out stickers. I want to say that even when I was in the merch line before, though, a couple people came up to me and were like, hey, are you the one with the stickers? And asked for stickers. And I was so happy about that. It's pretty cool to see how far that tweet went. It was nice to see that. So somebody that I handed a sticker to gave me this super cute little Halloween bag of goodies. And that was just very sweet. So thank you. Love Halloween. This is adorable. I will enjoy the things inside. And usually when I go to concerts and I'm giving out stickers, I'm usually the only one giving out stuff that I have seen. But this time I received all kinds of things. One of them is these cool bracelets. I met a fan who had a whole bag of bracelets and said, please take at least a Reita one and something else too. So this one says Reita, and then this one was for Heterodoxy. I like the black and orange, also appropriate with Halloween coming up. Got this little box, which I believe the person said was chocolate. This is not chocolate. How did I... This is a tiny Uruha keychain with a label written in Thai. Wow. I thought I heard this person say it was chocolate or candy. That's amazing, and this person made this? Wow. I wish I could read what it says. If there's any Thai people out there watching this, can you tell me in the comments what this says? That's amazing. I'm assuming, yeah, this has got to be handmade. Wow, thank you. That's incredible merch to be sharing with people for free. Thank you. I will treasure that. And also, wow, like, there's probably different ones in the package, and I got Uruha, considering that I was, like, standing right in front of him. This is a nice keepsake from this live. Thank you. Another really cool thing that someone handed out was these little Reita stars. I thought this was super cute. Let's open it up so that you can see it. This is also very handmade. It's cool to see that so many of the foreign fans really put love into making things. But this is a little Reita star, hand sewn. And that's so sweet. Another treasure from this experience. And then I walked around giving out stickers to anybody who I could, because I made a lot of them. I wanted everybody to have them, and I'm often like surprised by how happy that people are to get them, and I'm glad that they are happy to get them. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking to walk up to people I don't know and go, "Hey, do you want a sticker?" But on the other hand, it's also a pretty low-risk social interaction and a good chance for me to get out of my comfort zone and try to make some new friends. I also got this little cake from somebody who I gave a sticker to, and he was like, "Oh, it's from Osaka," and I was like, "I'm also from Osaka," and turns out he's from Osaka, so maybe I'll see him at another live. But yeah, it's nice that there's this little exchange of things, and that, yeah, there's that connection there. It is a nice community, and I like when that happens. So yeah, this live report is much shorter than the previous one because there was just a lot less talking, for one thing. So I have much fewer notes and less to translate for you. But it was very much an experience, especially for me being front row for the first time and seeing what that was like to be right up in the front. And yeah, it's an experience that I am grateful to have had and will not forget. But it's also good to know that, like, I like front row, would do it again, but I will no longer ever feel bad about not having front row, because I'm pretty good with being a little bit further back. So yeah, those are my thoughts. And it was really nice to meet other people and meet people who said that they watched my video. Like, not only people who saw on Twitter my post about giving out the free stickers, but people who are like, "Oh, I got a sticker from you at the last concert," or "Oh, I saw your video and I want to get a sticker this time." Like, that's so cool to me. So yeah, I will keep making stickers. If you see me at a Gazette Live, please come say hi. It was so nice to spend a lot of time hanging out at the live and after with my new friend who recognized me from my last video. Like, that's crazy. And yeah, that's just a whole other aspect to enjoying the music, is enjoying it with other people. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you see me at a live, let's hang out. All right, I think that about wraps it up for this time. Thank you for coming along with me on another Gazette Live report. And yeah, you should have definitely more coming your way in the future. If I can get a ticket to this, I gotta get a ticket. But yeah, there will be more Gazette Live reports from me. Hopefully coming up in, what is Nigatsu in English? February. February. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. And also, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who left comments on my previous video. I got super busy after that and also just overwhelmed in general, so I didn't get around to replying. but there are some extremely thoughtful things written there. Some people who very bravely shared their stories of what the Gazette means to them. So many comments that were very kindly thanking me for sharing this live report, for sharing the stickers, for delivering the letters and things. And I read every single comment I get on YouTube, even if I don't have time to respond. Some of those I wish that I could go back and respond to eventually. I'm not sure if it's awkward, if it's like months later, but yeah, I read everything and it means a lot to me. So thank you for all of your comments. And I'm glad that that video could mean so much to all of you. So yeah, I don't know what else I want to say except for love you all, and please, yeah, take care, keep loving the Gazette, and I will see you again in another live report. All right, bye everybody.